Have a development team. We certainly need more help in that space. But well, for the time being, let's say we have what we initially need.
Is any of them
Of the whom? Okay.
specialized
Them?
on? There's an area of psychology called
Neuroscientists.
not exactly. I don't know exactly how it's called. I believe something like human development, something like that, which studies how the human brain evolves depending on the age of the people, so that younger kids are more likely to focus on things more around kinematics and motion and that kind of things. Well, you get older, you start becoming more mental, more strategy, more kind of that kind of things, because that's the way the human evolves cognitively.
Okay, so it's not cognitive development, right? It's probably something, because I think this person in particular, she's a psychologist.
Probably.
So probably I'll review it. But what you're describing, it's exactly the type of support that we're looking for from these people. Like, what's the right type of game or the right type of puzzle for the age to promote something? Because there's two things, right? You can think of a game getting more complex, but the fact that it's getting more complex doesn't mean necessarily that it's helping more.
Exactly.
So we have to promote new areas of development, new styles and blah blah blah. But I'll save these because these are probably good things. And I don't know. In my case, just to tell you what I'm working on, and then I'll let Peter. So as I mentioned, right now we have a special assignment that we need to fulfill during the next couple of days. And I know you're interested in football, so let me see when it starts, just to at least keep you updated in what the actual score is.
It is 1-1 right now.
Current match.
Italy is winning.
Win?
2-1.
Nice.
2-1.
Minute 59.
Okay.
It's still playing?
Yeah, they're still playing. So it just started and they scored in minute third. What? Oh no, here. They scored in minute 50. So 5 minutes after the second half started. Yep.
Okay.
All right. So, probably you don't want to know what the score is, and
okay.
you want to get home and look at it, but watch it.
I
But
probably
anyways.
won't look at it.
So, anyways, so back at the the assignment that we have. So we need to prove certain areas, validate some others. So I'm working right now in the marketing strategy. I've already interviewed 2 marketeers. Because we need to develop a plan, and this is something that I still need to figure out how to report it, to get 10,000 paying users. So that's the strategy.
Okay.
Now, Pita, all yours. So you can probably explain what you need and why Jacob can help us.
Okay. So, right now, what we are implementing is we will implementing 2 things. One is we will implement a game. Actually, it is a game. We cannot avoid that it is a game for the kids, but actually it is a learning tool. We use the game as a visual to let the kids to learn. It is actually the game for the learning, and we can say like fun learning or something like that. So right now, what we are designing. It is we design 2 tracks. One is the standard learning for the kids. It is like colors, shapes, fruits, animals, something like that. That is gonna be we call a learning track. Okay. And the other track is we have the cognitive training. Actually, for the cognitive training, it is gonna be they are measuring about the speed, the visual recognition, the attention. Something like that. This is going to be 6 areas of cognitive learning. Okay. So right now the game, it is designed by the learning objectives. It is going to be, we call it track, and we use the game mechanics to to test the cognitive skills of the kids, we can show the score to the parents that they know this knowledge and their cognitive skills, cognitive point in which areas, how much is it, how good they are, what they should improve in terms of the score that they got.
Okay.
Okay, and so right now the feature is going to be pretty simple. Parents needs to come to register first. So then when parents register, they can create accounts for the kids. Actually, because right now the training, it is going to be individual training, so you cannot mix two scores from two people into one, is because it is going to be a nightmare. Yeah. So that actually we separate. When the parents register, they can create a kids account, so that each kid there's going to play in their account. So then at the end, we can consolidate the score and report to the parents. It's like each child, how good, how bad they are.
Okay.
And right now, when we have that, so the kids is gonna come into the game, so then they can play the game. So right now, I will show you one simple, very simple game, because this one is the is the game. I just used 2 days to develop that.
Okay.
So this is the very simple game. So then actually I let the kids capture the white rocket. When they capture, when the score is increasing, it's gonna be harder and harder. So right now the rocket is move faster, and it's gonna be two different directions instead of just one. And we have the decoys, the blue one. So actually the kids shouldn't click on that. They can click, but it is a false score. So then we can know that how much they pay attention to the game. This is the logic. And after that you see the score right now, but actual it is gonna show just one score. How much the kid can get this rocket.
Is it on purpose? The ones you shouldn't click on are similar to the ones that you should click?
Actually, that is gonna be the different level that we're gonna plan. Okay. So when it is more difficult, so then actually the decoy and the object is gonna can be look much the same.
Okay.
Can be look different. We can test like that. But and right now the motion, it is in linear in two directions. So actually we can do curve, we can do sign, movement, we can do everything. So actually I would say this is the kind of game, and the score that we get from the game, it is gonna be keep into the server, and the server they are processing to generate weekly report and send to the parents.
Okay. Once the kid starts clicking
Yes.
on more ships, then the speed of the other ships start to increase. However, if you fail, does the speed start to go back again? Or it keeps at the speed?
That is what I haven't implemented yet. So because right now, yes, we have the level to control. So if they cannot achieve that level, so maybe we can retract the level to 6 to 5 to 4. So they can keep practicing, but for the MVP right now it's just gonna be move forward. If you fail, just you cannot pass the level. When you get number of rockets up to the certain level, so you move to another level. Okay. So then this one actually we have like this one, they can get just one bird and they fail 45, 46, 47. So we can know that how many percentage that they can do,
okay,
as well as how many decoys that they have. It is gonna be mixing of what it is the game trying to measure. This is the kind of score. So when we have different game mechanics, so we have different kind of score. So then we have another back box to process the score at the end.
Okay. Okay.
So just actually just would like to get from your expertise for the games for the kids. Actually, what is it that we need to mainly focus into to develop the game is more attractive to the kids? Because at the end we can say that our application we sell to the parents who has kids,
Sure.
but the kid themselves they need to play. If they don't play, it's gonna be doomed.
Yeah,
No parent
definitely.
don't buy anyway. Yeah.
Definitely.
So right now it is just a very simple MVP. Yeah, it's designed to just test the market. Just that.
Okay.
Are you recording? Or
Yeah.
okay.
Okay.
So maybe based on this MVP first, narration. Because just this is very simple. I try to find much better music, but I cannot find right now.
Yeah. Of course.
This one is pretty horrible.
Okay. Well, probably it would be a good idea to start testing with actual children. Because it's hard to know exactly what kind of games or activities they are gonna like or they don't. Probably the easiest kind of games are mainly like the one you're presenting here, which is kind of a game which implies, as you mentioned, the skill to recognize the different types of shapes and click on the correct one and stuff like that. But I think that a large part of how attractive it is for the children depends on the kind of characters and stuff that appears in the game and the story, the justifying why are they doing that. If you just present the shapes that are moving and you have to click it, so okay, I can do that. But if they don't have a reason why to do that, then probably they just get bored very easy because okay, I'm just bored and of clicking this. Maybe if there were some characters appearing on screen with something like, hey, I don't know, there are aliens that are coming to the Earth and you have to click the spaceships from the aliens, but don't mess with the one from the humankind. And then, oh, okay, I have to. And then once you finish that level, it's like, okay, you finished that level. The aliens are no more here, but we still have to develop some, I don't know. Do you understand me?
Like a storyboard.
Like a story, some reason why to do that kind of activity. Because otherwise it's very easy to get bored of, even when the activity per se is interesting, the meaning of that activity is what drives people. Yeah. The examples I made right now probably are not very I mean, the parents are not gonna like it because you know, aliens and war, kind of stuff like that. But there are many things that you can find to justify why I would keep playing. Yeah.
So normally we need to give them reason to do that.
Yeah.
I mean that.
And a reason that is attractive to them. Yeah. For example, picture a game, but like if it was some kind of Sesame Street. In Sesame Street, they give challenges challenges to the children. It's kind of a learning experience with some kind of justification of why they're doing that. Very simple, but very clear for the children why they do that.
Okay.
So I think that it's important, the kind of skills, but you have to convey that in a way that the children doesn't know they are doing a test or a skill application. They are playing, they're just enjoying their time, right?
Okay.
So yeah, I would say that maybe using stories from kids. I don't know, there's a story that when a cousin was very young, used to read about a dog that suddenly got very big, and now he had it in his backyard and it grew immensely. So maybe that kind of stories you can bring it into the game and say, hey, your dog has been growing a lot, now you have to, I don't know, then you start putting the actual game mechanics that are going to promote his skills, or in case they're, his skills under that context of the dog. And and every level has to have a meaning on the context of the first level. Yeah, like they're doing progress, they're achieving a ultimate goal.
So normally when we change, so when we do like that, so we need to have some kind of like storyboards, and so what is the transition between one level into the other one? We need to do something like videos, or we just
not necessarily
just a character
videos
to tell stories, right?
Yeah, not necessarily a video. I think it depends on the year. I mean, how old the kid is, because if it's very young, like 4 years old, probably just a little picture of a person there, some character, and some voice telling something. It could be enough, but certainly a kid of 9 years old, 10 years old, it's not gonna feel so attached to the game, because at that age they're more into already video games, so they're gonna try to think of the application more as a video game, and probably they're gonna compare it with Mario Bros or something like that. So well, probably not Mario Bros, because that's more like a console-like of game, but this is going for tablets and stuff like that. Probably, I don't know, Angry Birds. So you have to think on the context in which the children are playing the game at their respective age, right? So probably a child of 4 years old, it's enough just to show a picture and make some voice play, telling the story, and it would be okay. But if they start to grow up, probably they will like some animations or some videos or something that attracts them. Yeah. I mean, in the sense of the mechanics, I think it's okay. At least what you have shown me. Obviously, there must be a wider kind of mechanics that will try to develop the different areas of cognition of the child, but definitely if they don't feel attached into the game, even when the mechanics are very good, they're gonna just like drop it. They can be attached for a little moment, but they must be more into it.
Okay.
Right? So usually kids like stories. Yeah, at least something that justifies why they're doing things. For example, in Angry Birds, the pigs came and took the eggs of the birds, so now they're angry and you have to kill them. Yeah, so
Okay, got it.
it can be something very simple or it can be something very complex, but I think maybe you could split the application into two or probably two different applications, because I don't think that the same application would be attractive to the younger people and the more adult kids. Yeah, I mean the ones from 10 years old and stuff. So probably you have to target to each age more locally, instead of giving just one application for all of them.
Mm-hmm.
Just one for the ones from 4 years old, another one from, I don't know, around 8, 9, 10 probably.
You mean the separate by the applications?
Yeah.
Like that. Okay.
Yeah, because I believe that when you're younger, an important part for a kid is to actually know that they're becoming adults.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's kind of a matter of pride to see how you are becoming a more responsible person, a more like your dad. So if you see a 9-year-old kid playing a kid that plays his sister that is 4 years old, it's like, hey, I'm not longer that kid of 4 years. I'm more older. I have matured. So probably they will want their own space for their maturity. I mean, to show, hey, I'm becoming older than my sister.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So they don't want to share the same game.
Exactly.
Got it.
Yeah, so they probably will find it a little bit childish if it's the same application that his sister is using.
Okay, got it.
Yeah. But maybe you can use the same account. I mean,
Yeah.
it's the same account, but there are two different applications for two different people. Yeah.
So normally when like music and something like that, it's gonna be part of the important part for the development, right?
Probably. I'm not that into how music influences the actual attachment of a game to the different people, but probably it could be something that you should look into. Yeah. If it's I guess that it could be something more general to all people that would be well received by both of them. But it could be also that in one kind of game you have music more appropriate for the younger ones, and the older ones are gonna find it a little bit like, let's do childish. I don't want that.
Okay.
Yeah. Maybe a musician could tell you better what kind of music would be the one that should be used, and if it could be made a music for all of them, or if you would have to look into specific ranges of age.
Yeah. So what about if we say like this is important? What is the features, functions that the kids is gonna make them love the game?
Make it what?
Make them love the game. love to play the game. So it's gonna be the mechanics, right?
Yeah.
Mainly the mechanics.
Yeah, definitely.
So how
I believe there are some research done on the gaming space about how different kinds of mechanics attach different kind of people. I don't remember right now the name of the ones I have seen. I mean, in the Game Developers Conference I have seen a few references to that kind of lecture studies. But probably would be a good idea to see, okay, this kind of mechanics is trying to focus on the learning capabilities of a child, and these other are trying to focus on the memory capabilities of the child and things like that. Actually, a game per se, it's a process of learning. We humans play games because it's our way to increase our skills to become to survive on our environment. Yeah. So you need in the Stone Age, people used to play, I don't know, throw rocks and stuff like that. To, like, hey, see that log of the tree? Yeah, you have to hit it. Okay, and they played like that. But that was a skill that was intrinsic into their brain as a training for when they become adults, so they can go catch, I don't know, a mammoth or something like that. Yeah. So even dogs and cats and every human, I mean every living being you can see, they play, because that's the way they're increasing their skills. They're maintaining it in a level in which they can survive into the environment, right? So I think that approach is very good, but definitely you have to look into what kind of mechanics are the ones that fit best for the kind of cognitive learning or training that you want to give to the kids, right? So it's gonna be a little bit tricky, but I think it's a good approach.
And normally when I'm not very sure whether if we focusing the game on the kids, so what is the main success that we should focus in terms of like graphics, sound, mechanics, stories?
Well, mechanics, definitely you have to focus on that. Yeah, because that's what your application is doing for them to learn and increase their skills and stuff like that. But I think the younger ones are not so interested in the graphics. I mean, you can just put a pretty drawing that looks good and they're gonna be satisfied, but as they get older, probably they're gonna be more interested in something of more quality. And story, obviously.
Wow. So I'm not very sure whether for the development, yeah, for the user build, level, it is gonna be good for, especially for this kind of stuff.
Let the user build the level?
Yeah, it's like in the Warcraft that they have the map
okay.
editor, so you can play around with something like the Minecraft, that you can build your own map, something like that.
Yeah, probably. I don't think it would affect very much, but you would have to take care of use your mechanics to make them build the world and build the level, stuff like that, because it's very easy to fall into the problem that the application is about building the level, but the mechanics you're trying to portray are not really there. So remember always that your main objective is make them play through the mechanics that are going to make them learn the skills that you want, right? So I don't think it's bad, but you have to take care not to focus too much on that, or make it in a way that you are making them practice the skills you want.
Okay. So normally for if something like the features that parents set some objective for the kids to play.
Okay.
Something like that. But it's gonna be depends on the mechanics, right?
Yeah, it's gonna be different than the mechanics.
Okay.
Right.
So because right now what I am trying to find is to find some good mechanics as well as some incentive for the kids to play and keep playing just to get something. I'm not really sure whether from your past experience for the implementation, what is the incentive mechanics that is help people keep playing. Yeah.
I don't know, I think that it's very different depending on the age. Yeah, definitely it's very different depending on the age of the ones playing. Probably, well, the ones that they have to use a lot of their reflex, you know, like the one you showed me. Well, that's definitely one. Probably another skill that will help them and make it interesting is like finding objects that are on screen but are not clearly visible. Like you show a picture of, I don't know, a house, or maybe a picture of here, drawn, and tell the kid, okay, where is I don't know, the football, the football ball, okay. Right? And so they have to, and maybe the football is like around there, and it's like, where are they? Oh, this one. Okay, and you give them some prize or some points. I don't know. A lot has to do with how you justify what you're doing, right?
Okay.
So maybe you kind of justify it, like telling them that they have to sell some things so they can buy something else, and you tell them, hey, you have to find where is the guitar so you can sell it and make more money. Okay, well, let me see. Where can be the guitar? Here. So you show them that they're winning money. And once they get the money enough to buy something else, then probably they see some kind of screenshot that, like, hey, you got that all the money you needed for the pool you wanted on your backyard. Now you have your pool in your backyard, and maybe you pass to the next level and say, okay, you got your pool. Now we need also, I don't know, something for a party in the pool. So we have to find things to, I don't know, some objective around that level, right? Mm-hmm. But they have to see into the screen and say, where can I find? Oh, here's a bird. Bling. I have to take it away because they're gonna poop into the pool, and I don't want them to poop into the pool. I don't know, right? So that's maybe another kind of mechanic that could work. I don't know. It depends a lot on the study you make about what kind of cognitive skills you want to give to the kid, and how would you justify that in order to find the mechanics that are going to work. Yeah, it depends a lot on that. So it would be a good idea to have a list of skills and cognitive things that you want the kids to practice, and based on that, start to think about mechanics that will work for each of them.
So, the other, I'm not really sure. Do you have any suggestions on the mechanics or on the games that we are going to develop? Because right now, what I could say, the game is going to be not that complicated, because the first group of users, it is just 3 to 5 years old.
Okay.
So it's going to be they call it one step action. So you just finish just one step, it is going to be enough. Okay. So 2 steps is going to be too complicated. But actually, right now I would say I'm thinking about a couple of games mechanics that I plan to do, but at the end I'm not really sure whether it is like the one that you captured, like rockets. I think that one is pretty simple, and it is going to be easily bored.
Yeah, probably.
So
you have to justify it somehow and make it interesting for them. But you cannot keep into one kind of mechanics. You have to mix it with different mechanics and stuff like that. So they're always interested in, okay, let's try something different, right? For that kind of target that you're targeting, you could also maybe think of things like you have a circle here, right? Where would you put it? And there's a hole with a cylindric kind of shape. There's another hole with a more like cubic kind of shape and stuff like that, and say, okay, I have a circle, where I'm gonna put it? Here. Okay. Yeah. I mean, probably you should look at games for children of that age, and probably you could get some ideas, but it would make no difference the application of what you're doing and playing those games, right? So you want to make something that kids want to play, but at the same time that it's not exactly the same as playing a normal toy out of the computer, right? That already exists. You want to do something that doesn't exist. So maybe you can take it as an inspiration, what kids usually play. I mean, that kind of games that are usually made for those kind of kids and think, okay, this kind of mechanics, how can I think of that mechanic here, and how can I focus my attention on these cognitive skills so they can start to behave. Okay.
So to summarize, it is just if we develop something like a couple of games, because right now I have behind seek, and seek is like you show the pictures, then you hide it, and you let the kids memorize that where is the objects that I asked.
Okay.
And the other one is the rocket, the one that they will see, and the other one is the something like invaders. So you have objects flying. You need to do some actions to launch the rocket to hit the invaders.
Invaders, right?
Yeah. So if we have some kind of very different mechanics, and actually it is designed to measure one set of cognitive skills from the kids. Actually, if we need to link it all together, so what do you suggest about how can we
Align
it all together? I think the mechanics are not gonna be the same because it's designed for something else.
I don't know. I think you should really consider bringing on board a game designer for that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, because that's really the job that a game designer does. So probably I could suggest some things, but it's not going to be as helpful as the ones that a game designer could give you. Probably I strongly would recommend that the game designer would be the one who actually designs those kind of games for the kids, because that's what they do exactly. Mm-hmm. Right? They have to understand what's a mission that they're trying to achieve, and with that objective they can design a game with the proper mechanics to achieve the goal they want to. Right? Yeah, I think that would be my strongest suggestion.
Okay.
Yeah, I definitely would think that a game designer would be the kind of person that would help you the most on bringing those cognitive skills to their target market.
Yeah.
Because I mean, we can think on mechanics and stuff like that, but in the end, we don't do this for a living, right? We can slightly understand how it works and stuff like that, but a game designer does that for a living and perfectly knows how should things fit together to make it work. Yeah.
And how about something like animations?
Right.
I mean, I know that you're very specialized in those kind of things, but for the developing of like a characters to have like 10 actions or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So what do we need to concern or how long it takes for one actions for something like that?
Well, it depends a lot. probably could take it could go from 1 day and a half, and it could take even a week, depending on how complex and how
For just one character?
yeah. Yeah, that would have to be done specifically once you get the idea of what you want to do.
Okay.
Right.
Actually, there's one mentor. He suggests that we would have to do something like, it is called annoying orange. I'm not really sure whether you see annoying orange. It is very ugly things, but actually kids love it. It is I can show you. It is an orange with a human mouth. Just
yeah. I think I have seen it. Right.
yeah.
Well, that could be a way of doing it.
But just think about. We need to have one mascot anyway.
Okay.
To do everything. It's like to cheer up, to be sad,
Right.
to be so many actions with the kids.
Right.
Yeah. So actually, right. I think the mascot is one of an important part of the design. I would say I will find some designer to design that.
Right.
But right now I'm thinking about the animations, so because if we just have 10 action pictures, then it's kind of boring.
Yeah. Yeah, that would have to. First, I think you should think.
Yeah, this one is the annoying orange.
Yeah.
I think the one who did it, he is, wow, how can you think like that? Actually, it is the picture of just orange, and they put this about there.
Yeah. Right.
Whoa! Wow! Look at those pixels. They're the size of basketballs. All right. What is the point of this? What the? Ah! Oh no! I'm in water. I'm in the water. I can't swim. Oh wait. I'm fine. All right. Poppy. More like Poppy.
Yeah. Well.
What am I supposed to do? All right. I'm the smash
You're
baby.
developing a product right now, so
Just what is the suggestion from your experience, that what should we start with in terms of the I think features function is one side,
right.
for the development, for the make sure that the kid is not boring,
Right.
and they keep playing that and have fun with that. So actually, just like to ask, how can we start with the development till, I think, to the end of the, because in the product specifications we need to ensure that they have the game mechanics in there, they have the how to make the game not boring, and so on and so forth.
Well, definitely you should start from the mechanics.
Yeah.
Start having the list of skills, cognitive skills you want to develop on the kids. From there, start thinking of what kind of mechanics would help them, and help to develop that kind of skills. Once you have that kind of mechanics, then start thinking on how to justify that mechanics. And while thinking on how to justify that mechanics, then it's when the mascot and the story and everything is going to start to emerge, right? But if you don't go that way, then the product is just not gonna take form. So yeah, first focus on trying to extract the mechanics. Once you get that kind of mechanics that would help, and start thinking on how to justify those, and that whatever you find as a way to justify it will define the characters, the mascot, the visual style, all that kind of things. And once you have that, then you can start thinking, okay, how am I gonna, what would be more appropriate to use in terms of animation and stuff like that to be aligned to what I have been doing behind. Right.
Yeah. So I think that's it. Right.
Okay. Yeah, but I definitely would recommend get a game designer on board, because he will definitely help you a lot into
The
mechanics and find the correct way to justify them.
How can they justify what is the right mechanics for the games? Did they tested it?
Well, no, not necessarily. I'm talking about how to give to the kids the game mechanics in a way that they find them interesting. Yeah,
Okay.
like I was telling you the story of a guy that, right.
And they would come up with something like storyboards.
Yeah, it can be things like storyboards.
Okay. So normally we just get the developers, game developer and designer, and then we doing some validate of the game mechanics, doing the graphic design.
Well, the graphic design would be something completely different, right? Yeah. I don't think you could easily find a game designer who could do also the graphics part. But definitely you would want to get someone from the art side on board.
That's it.
Okay.
Thank you.
No? Whenever you want. I hope you find it useful.
Yeah, I think it's very useful actually.
Great.